Welcome back to Amy Kardashian, the Expert Show. My next guest is amazing. She's an internationally known speaker and author, and she's a wonderful, she has great energy. She's going to be talking about how to restore broken relationship. You know, I'm sure you've been through it somehow, somewhere. And her name is Anze
Mofor.
Mofor.
Yes.
That's a beautiful name,
Thank
Anze.
you.
And where are you from, Anze?
I'm from Cameroon. Cameroon is a small country in West Africa.
Beautiful, beautiful. Is this a very known name?
Mofor is a very known name from where I come from.
Yeah.
Mofor means child of the king.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Okay, I went ahead.
Well, you look like a queen. So
Thank you. I
You're
appreciate
amazing. So how we restore something broken?
Amy, the way I begin with this conversation is we are in a time in life where we're lost in the language of love. We're lost in the language of communication.
I love you for that. That is powerful right there.
Thank you. When we cannot actualize, when we cannot comprehend what we're thinking and what we want to say, and we cannot actualize it, it's hard to be able to express it.
So you're saying communication.
Communication and the language, it's two different things when you're with someone and you're frustrated and you're saying, "Can I get a cup of water, please? Get me a cup of water, please. Did you hear me ask you to get me a cup of water?" And you can say it in a nice way, and you can make the person really feel like you're thirsty, and them bringing you water is something so divine that you cherish and appreciate. But where I came from with the idea of how to restore broken relationships comes from what my great-grandmother, my grandmother, and my mother taught me. The power of female influence on male authority. A lot of women have, not all, have completely lost or not even been aware of the power that we have. Relationships, if you ask any man that you know, just ask any man you know, what would you prefer? To be with a woman that's happy, that makes him happy, that cherishes him, that appreciates him, respects him, and have an average salary, or to be a millionaire and have a woman who is a nag?
Oh, definitely.
Definitely, it's a woman who, of course, right? So the power that we have on men has a lot to do with who they are as an authority. And sometimes we women look at it as it makes us small. And I always say that there's this thing about equality between men and women. There is a difference in when we talk about equality in men and women. There's no such thing. But if we want to talk about equality, it's in only two ways: respect and opportunity. A woman can be president, a woman can be senator, a woman can be governor. But if she is married and she goes home, she's a wife.
Absolutely, and that's the key here, is because it's hard to take your hat and switch it. I know how to do that, but not switch hats.
Exactly.
And that's difficult for some people, because they're taking responsibility. They have to bring the same kind of amount of money, and then they don't know how to balance that.
And that's where I come. That's where I learned the concept of restoring the relationship in terms of knowing who you are, knowing your power, knowing the siren or the goddess or the person that's inside of you that was created. Because a man wants to give.
Yes.
Guys want to give to a woman. Like my mom,
a good man.
But there are exceptions. You know, there's always
yes.
an exception to every rule. But if you notice, I remember one time we were walking somewhere with my mom, and I put my bag down, and somebody, when I tried to reach for it, the guy wanted to grab it for me. And so I'm like, okay, it's okay, I got it. My mom said, he knows you got it.
But
he knows you're not handicapped.
Yeah.
It's his joy to do it for you.
That's wisdom right there.
That's
wisdom.
Exactly. And here's what she tells me. It takes a real queen to make her king know that he's the one on the throne. And when we women get into a place where guys don't do things the way we want them to do, we get frustrated, we want to teach them, we want to tell them, it's like one of my mentors taught me something about when a guy wants to make eggs and he's not making it right, just let him make the eggs. He's going to eat it, and in 10 minutes, you'll forget about it. But if he's not making it the right way and we are wearing that hat of the senator or the governor, we want to correct it. And then in trying to correct it, we're bringing his authority down. And bringing his authority down, it starts creating a language in him
Absolutely.
that he cannot communicate right away because he doesn't want that to continue. And before you know it, it starts building up to something where before he wants to do something, he's making sure that you're not there to correct it. He wants to protect you. He wants to provide for you, and you need to just be cherished.
That's their
nature,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And this does not apply to all guys. The point is, most guys don't know that. Some do, but most women don't know that, and they want to be the guy and the girl.
And that's the problem.
And in any relationship, when that happens, I
Yeah.
don't know when guys are trying to be girls. They just want to be a guy. Very few times would
and
you
then you
find
take that
happen.
away from them, then they don't have anything.
It's like they're stuck
They
in the
don't have
wall.
anything,
What
yeah.
do I do? So what I talk about restoring broken relationships, number one, is just really know who you are and what your power can do. The power of a female influence on male authority is super. I use an example of Barack Obama and Michelle Obama, right? When Michelle met Barack, Michelle was the boss in their office. Barack was working under her. She could have easily said, I'm your boss. But look at the power of her influence on his
Yeah.
authority.
Where it took him.
Exactly. And at the end of his 8-year term, the question they asked Barack was, would you run for president again? He didn't say, well, I'm tired. He didn't say, I can't. He said, Michelle would divorce me. Right? And what does that translate to? If Michelle is not there, I could be a good president, but I want to be a great president because it takes her
Absolutely.
to make me a great president. My point is, if women understand the power of the goddess within them, they
That's all
would
you need.
use it the
Yeah.
right way, in the right language, to enhance a lot of things, and then the guys would just simply worship you.
Absolutely. I agree with you. I've been married for 25 years.
There you go.
So yeah, and then I kept it because I kept giving him his own power and not step on it. So this is a big, it's a great wisdom you shared today.
Thank you.
And I'm sure you have plenty of more because we get this wisdom from grandmas and grandpas and grandmas and mother and good women who direct you in the right direction.
Good female
in life.
guidance and female mentors.
And I'm
That's
sure
true.
you could share more wisdom with
That's true.
everyone. So I would like you to give us your website and tell them where they can get hold of you.
Yes, you can actually find me at anzemufo.com, or you can go to Facebook, Anze, spelled A-N-Z-E. And I also have a book. You can check it out on Amazon, Anze Mofor. And the book is titled From Struggle to Strength. I used to struggle with
Yes.
my inner power, and I had so much abuse going on in my life. And so once I was able to find the power within
Power in
me,
you.
it gave me the strength to be able to
Nice.
enhance relationships on guys, not just in romantic relationships, but any and everywhere I was, community, business, and everywhere. And it just really was a very peaceful place to be.
Well,
So,
thank you so much for sharing your wisdom, your mom's, your grandma's wisdom. We could use that because it's the where we're heading now these days. Nobody have patience to
Exactly.
keep their relationship and work on their relationship. You'll be saving a lot of people's marriage and life, and by understanding the wisdom that you're sharing. Thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you,
on
Amy,
the
and thank
show.
you so much for having me on your show.
I appreciate you. And for all of you there, I hope you're walking away with something to inspire you, empower you, and encourage you to take action towards a better life. I am your host, Amy Kardashian. Until next time, stay focused on your purpose.